Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we talk about the latest trends of the stock markets. Also really help you understand which sectors and stocks are buzzing in trade today and what should be investor strategies. We'll also be joined by an expert, but first let's look at how the markets are trading at this point in time. Well, the rally seemed to have faltered right after the cues from the global world were negative. Yesterday we shut shop on a negative note, but right now as we head towards the second half of trading session, there's a mixed trend that you're witnessing on the benchmarks, the Nifty and the Sensex. 18,061, slight green on the Nifty screen. On Sensex, we are still down about 46 odd points, but a flattish to a negative bias is what you can see. 60,789 as the current level for the Sensex right now. Now, when you talk about the market breadth, that also seems divided between the bulls and the bears at this point in time. Among the sectors as well, there's a divided action. So the Nifty Bank is down in trade about 0.25% odd. We're seeing some weakness coming in on the private banking space, on financial services as well. You can see Nifty Bank at 41,200, down about 100 odd points. That's 0.25% down in trade. So that's where the pressure is getting generated in. Also, IT stocks down by over 1%. That's where the pressure is getting exerted from. Also, the pharma space, after 3-4 days of consecutive gains that we actually saw on the Nifty Pharma, the Nifty Pharma index is also down by almost 1% in today's trading session, followed by the FMCG majors. So the defensive pack in its entirety, IT, Pharma, FMCG are all down in action. But what's supporting this kind of a recovery in markets and slight move towards the green that you're seeing on your screen? That's the metals pack. The metal shares are rising by about 2.5% odd. Also the PSU banks, that continues its momentum, defying the overall move in the Nifty Bank, and that's up over 1% as well. So the metals and the PSU banks really driving the recovery in the markets. High point of the day, you can actually see the Nifty metal space really trading at. Also for the Nifty PSU bank, it's at the high point of the day, up over at 1.2% odd. Let's welcome our guest for the day. I'm now joined by Brijesh L from IDBI Capital. He's the head of technicals and derivatives. Welcome, Brijesh, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Speak to us about how is the market setup really looking to you at this point in time. The last few trading sessions have been pretty choppy and volatile. Going forward from here, what do you really expect, and what do you advise the investors and traders to do in terms of the strategy on the indices, Nifty Bank?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sachi. So the market, overall, the tone of the market is very much bullish. So hence, after the expiry, the last expiry, the data which we saw was quite promising. So there are two scenarios which I am looking into this. One of the FI data. Within the FI, they used to hedge the index in a very long, very short position on the index future. So for the very first time in the last, after 3-4 months kind of shorting position, the very first time they exited their short positions. Now they are not making any short positions in the index future. That is one of the trigger which tells me that now the FIs are 10 bullish in the market. Maybe the level was exactly when the Nifty crossed 18,000. So the buyers and secondly the rollovers also were quite okay on the positive side, which makes me believe that we should be heading on the higher side. Nifty, if you see, the all-time high was 18,500. So we are just buying some time for this kind of breakout. Historically, for the last 5 years, if you see in October, November, and December has been a very good month. Average the month closes on a positive note. Even technical parameters also, I do believe that we are lined up for a very big breakout in the month of November. So it's a very good right now. Whatever we are seeing the sideways kind of, even when the global markets are correcting, we are not correcting and we are just moving sideways, which is a very strong sign. I think maybe in the next couple of days, we will be seeing a higher side breakout, and then eventually even the Nifty and Bank Nifty. We are more positive on Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty 41,500 is an exact trigger. Maybe 41,850 was an all-time high, but not necessarily wait for 41,850. But gradually, as and when 41,500 levels are taken out, I do believe that Bank Nifty will be heading for a bigger move on the upside. So net, it's a very good month. It is going to be a very good month. We are just consolidating in a range, so we just need some kind of confirmation when we see this breakout. So it's a very, yeah.
Sure. Also wanted to ask your view on the metals pack that's been buzzing and shining very bright today. Anything from this pack that interests you at this point in time? Looks interesting on the charts? Any breakouts being spotted right there? And something that the traders and investors should focus on?
Yeah, so basically, within the metals pack, some from the technical perspective, I do the Hindalco and then the JSW Steel. These are the two stocks which technically looks very strong. Hindalco, if you see, it has already given a breakout 2 days prior, and now it's correcting. And I think it has given a 1 or 2 day kind of correction, and it's on the verge of giving a fresh breakout. So Hindalco, it's a very strong upside move. It's 348. Right now, Hindalco is at 420. So, eventually, if we talk of another 10-15% kind of move in Hindalco, I won't be surprised. Much more than Hindalco, I'm clearly getting a trade setup in a JSW still. It's yet to give a breakout in the higher side. JSW still at 690 looks very strong on the card. 760, 780 should be the upside reach with 650 as the lower side support. This view is normally for 2-3 weeks, which I
Okay.
believe during the month of November, I think we should be heading for these levels.
Okay, understood that. Also wanted to take your view on one space that has been buzzing not just for a day or so, but it has been in trend over the last 1 month, or even if you spot the last 6 months trend. I'm talking about the railway space. Some of the rail PSU stocks are coming up in a big way. Stocks like RVNL, RITES, Aircon, even IRCTC, IRFC, these kind of stocks have actually seen a very strong move over the last 1 month and 6 months. They're almost up by almost 20-30%. Some are up by almost 50% as well. Brijesh, if you could speak to us about, how are you looking at this trend? Is this a trend that investors should hop on to? And then where exactly will the momentum continue in this space, and where should opportunities be found?
Yeah, Sakshi. So basically, let's see what exactly the things are going on. This is a PSU sector. So initially, the this rally started from the defense. All the PSU founders, like for example, initially the defense started, then it followed by the PSU banks. Now I believe it's all about the rail stocks. Being we are heading for the year end, and then budget is also rallying. Budget is also lined up. This is something which the momentum is going to build. So
Hmm.
the continuation of momentum definitely will be seen in this counter till for the next couple of months. Maybe this is what they are preparing for the budget kind of thing. And technically also, if we look, they are moved out of the range, and that 20-30% kind of appreciation do make me believe that this continuation will definitely be there. So if you ask me specifically, rail because is something which we already have recommended to our clients. There is a continuation of momentum can be seen in 55-60. So further moves definitely there. Specifically IRCTC, it's a little bit laggard. It doesn't give that kind of momentum, but obviously with
Hmm.
the news, there can be some momentum. But specifically rail because is something very strong on chart. I think it builds a very good move for the coming months.
Okay, understood that. Apart from this, where do you see value at this point in time, Brijesh? Any specific stocks from your radar, and anything that you would want to recommend to the viewers in on a positional basis, perhaps?
Yeah, I do. I wanted to take a call on the cement sector. Basically, cement today being a cement is one which is outperforming, and within the cement, UltraTech is something which is very clearly given like on a very. I'm talking about the weekly time frame. So weekly, it is given a weekly trend line kind of structure breakout. So it's a very clear breakout, and it's being followed by the volume, which is a very good trigger on the higher side. We talk of this 6600 as a stop loss, and on the higher side 7600, 7650 should be the target for the ultratech segment. So very much strong positive on the counter.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you so much, Brijesh, for being with us and sharing all these wonderful insights about the stock markets, how to approach these buzzing stocks, and your recommendations as well. And with that, let's quickly move on to see how the markets are trading at this point in time. While the markets are again slipping into the red, it's a very, very volatile trade that you can spot as far as the benchmarks are concerned. Talk about the Sensex, that's down about 80 odd points, 60,750 odd levels are being seen. The Nifty is also hovering near that 18,050 odd mark. There's again a slip of 2 odd points. So very, very choppy and near that flat line is what you can actually see. As far as the top gainers and the top losers are concerned, you'll again see a whole lot of metal names really coming up on your radar, because the metal pack as a whole is gaining in trade today. So you do have Hindalco up by 2% but there are other movers also coming now. As we talk about Adani Enterprises on your screens, that's the one that's moving. Ultratech Cement, also one of the top picks right there, 2.5% uptick for that one. Tata Motors seeing a jump of 2%. JSW Steel again from the metals pack, that's shining bright as well. Bajaj Finserv, that's the stock you need to spot. 3.6% uptick that you can actually see. It's trading near 1786 rupees per share. On the losing side, however, you will again see a mixed trend. So there are some IT stocks that are down in trade, like Infosys is down by almost 2% or Hero Moto after the results is actually reacting on the downward side, 2.5% down. Dr. Reddy is also coming under pressure. It has been a stock that has been underperforming for the last week or so. Sun Pharma is seeing some profits being taken off the table. It did touch that 52-week mark, just about 2 days ago. And we have been seeing some move right there on the profits being taken off. HDFC Bank, for example, is down by over 1%, and Tech Mahindra also sliding away. Divis Laboratories from the pharma pack as well. So you see a mixed trend of IT, of the pharma space as well. These defensives and the FMCG majors also declining in trade today. With that, we wrap up this edition, but do stay tuned on to Business Today TV to spot all the buzzing trends of stock markets right up on your screens coming up.